Okay, it's time for the final Afterlives video. This one is Revendreth, which is the last faction that we have yet to see. Um, the chatter is that in the thumbnail, I believe it's Kael'thas or Angarosh in this video. So we get a 2-for-1 kind of, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's Garrosh. Being tortured? Are they trying to... Like, what's the purpose of that? Why didn't they just throw him in the mall? Oh, I like the aesthetic here.
To the good people of Revendreth, it is with optimism that I address you today.
I love the cheery feeling.
Though these are challenging times. Firstly, I assure you that our holy mission to help the most violent and wicked souls atone for their sins is and always will be our utmost priority.
Okay, that explains why they're torturing him rather than just...
Our rituals are effective. Our judgment keen, but fair. We, Venthyr, remain committed to bringing eventual redemption to all who desire it. It is through your faithful work that even the most evil and prideful beings may ultimately be spared an eternity in the maw.
Okay.
Unfortunately, of late, the flow...
So this is like a last-ditch type of situation, like... Because I guess they can't recover souls that have gone into the maw. So this is a way to kind of bring them back from the brink of having to go there so that their souls can still be used for useful purposes, I'm guessing. And we've seen in the other videos that like the soul power or anima isn't flowing. So I'm guessing that that's going to play in right here.
Of such hubris-ridden souls has virtually ceased. And as a result, anima, our most precious resource, is in dwindling supply. Even we, the faithful who extract the anima, have not been spared the effects of this.
So that's their purpose, huh? This is crazy. So I don't understand how this balance was ever struck, because it seems to me like if Revendreth is the place that extracts all the anima, that means they have control of the source, right? So how does that not immediately make them the most powerful faction in the Shadowlands? Like, why do they give it to the other 3 factions? There's something here in the story that we don't know yet, or at least I don't know yet, that will explain all this. But you can see that these factions have all like basically made some sort of cosmic deal with each other that hasn't been quite fleshed out yet.
Yes, we still have our old reliables, our workhorses.
Oh, whoa!
I fear they will not be enough.
They're literally farming him. Oh my god. So, does that mean that any given soul can basically regenerate if you damage it? Like, it will make anima as long as you keep it alive, and then you can keep harvesting it from them. That's kind of messed up.
We are doing everything in our power to gather more anima. But, simply put, we must all, rich and poor alike, make sacrifices.
Rich and poor in the afterlife. That's a strange idea.
Therefore, I have decided to implement a strategy of conservation and rationing, which should keep the anima flowing to those most in need. In this manner, we will keep our people strong and our land healthy, despite the efforts of those who would use this crisis to...
Is there about to be like a like an economic inequality revolt in the afterlife.
Further their own ends and rebel against the rightful structures of our society. Rest assured, we shall bring these miscreants to justice. With fairness and mercy, of course. I am, after all, nothing if not compassionate. My lord,
I love this cheery speech.
we are doing all that can be done to stimulate anima production and fulfill Revendreth's honorable purpose. Remain devout and resolute, and know that I will lead us all into a brighter future.
Wow, they just destroy them. They don't even send them to the mall, huh? I love the cheery music and the attitude behind all this horrifying stuff. That was really well done, the feeling of it. I can see the rumors that I've heard of Kael'thas being in this were not correct. But that must be some PTR information that he's in this area that is not in this video, but that those players know anyways. Um, It's this video gives us the most information, I think, about how the Shadowlands actually works, because the other ones gave us an idea of the purpose of the people. Are they people? The souls that live there, but it didn't really say how everything fits together. With this video, you can see Revendreth's in charge of getting the anima, which runs the entire Shadowlands. The Maw is for souls that are considered completely irredeemable, and they can't be recovered once they're in there. Bastion is responsible for bringing souls to the afterlife. Now, whether they only bring them to Bastion or they kind of drop them off at whatever place they're supposed to go is a question. Like, I wouldn't necessarily think that someone from Bastion was responsible for bringing Ursoc over. You know what I mean? That doesn't feel right. So the only other and the thing that's still getting me is the area that's basically for protecting the Shadowlands, which tells me that this is like a greater cosmic thing. Like, yes, it's the afterlife for everywhere, but I think that there's this not. So in game, it's not very clear, but there's like 6 cosmic forces that run everything in the WoW universe, and death is one of those things. Only one. So the only thing I can think is that it's actually under attack from one of the other 5 like mighty powers, of which the Void is one, Arcane is one, Life is one. You know, we have Death here, and then Fell, and the Light. So it makes me wonder, because like each area of the Shadowlands kind of has a flavor of one of those other powers within it, and I wonder if that's just the natural progression when everyone who dies, no matter which of those powers they're associated with, comes here. Because like Bastion is definitely light flavored, right? But death is not the same power as light. So it makes me wonder if death, the powers of death, kind of made this happen. Like, this was a strategic move for them to kind of co-opt the powers of the other cosmic forces. So we will see. If this gets explored correctly, it could be some of the best expansion of the background lore in World of Warcraft, like the deep background lore of Warcraft that they've done so far in game. Like, of course, we had the Chronicle books, but a book isn't the game, right? Which I think Blizzard forgets a lot of the time, especially with their mid expansion, like in between expansions novels. Like, they kind of forget, oh, we put the story in, you know, the Trial of Garrosh in a novel. Okay, well, they got to know that like 95% of their player base doesn't read the novels, so they need to start putting important story like that into the game, and make a novelization, you know, to flesh it out, not just to hide all the lore in there. But that's a side tangent. as far as ranking these, I would probably yeah, this is probably second or third. I would give it that. The the um the worst one is, and by saying worse, I don't mean it's bad. The worst one was probably the one with Garona. It just wasn't strong. It didn't tell us a lot, and it didn't, or not Garona. Wow, Draka. She's acting like Garona in that video though. That's part of the problem for me. But anyways, that's enough chatter on that.